Hello everyone, this is Off-Grid Barbados Agroology back with another video. Today is Wednesday, March the 25th, 2026, and this video is going to be about my latest installation of my power mixer 2.4K 24 volt, and my system is a 24 volt system. I begin by showing the earthing that's connected to the earth provided on the system, connected to the bus bar, where the bus bar is then connected through cable to two earth rods that are driven down on the outside. Point to note that the earth rods on the outside are nowhere connected to the earth rods that are for the grid power. Two separate earth rods, two sets for the grid and two sets for my off-grid system. Okay, next we go over to the DC connection to the inverter charger. We have a negative and a positive. It comes out and it goes to this 100 amp DC breaker. Comes out and it goes to the battery terminals on the inverter charger. Next we go over to the AC input to the charger. It comes here out and it goes to the input section or the input terminal of the inverter charger. Now with this here, I have two selections for AC input to the inverter charger. One is the grid power, which in this case will be the Barbados light and power. 0 is off, and 2 is the generator, which I will give a demonstration to this in a couple of minutes in the video. Next, we're going to go to now the AC output from the inverter charger. Here, I'm using a number 8 AWG for the output, which is the red and black. It comes out the output section of the inverter charger and it comes over to this 50 amp AC breaker. In and out, and it comes over to these two distribution bars, which are rated for 80 amps each. So you know we are in good standing. So we have a negative and a positive here, negative, positive, and it comes out with one negative, one positive, and it goes to this 20 amp AC breaker. Come out and we go to number 3 on this changeover switch. That is the return or the output AC from the inverter charger. Here we have 1, which is the grid power, which, as I said in this case earlier, is the Barbados light and power. 2 is the inverters, as you can hear running. That's 1, the 3000 and the 500, and 3, as I just showed, is the inverter charger. Next, negative and positive coming from this distribution bars come out and it goes into this breaker and goes here to feed those two plugs. This I will show you are working. Here you can see nothing here. I plug them in. There you go. Unplug. The light go out. Plug it in. There you go. Right, sure that they're all working. Right, so that is the earth DC input, the power system, AC selected input, and the AC output. Now I'm going to give a demonstration now what happens when the unit receives an AC connection. So here we have, it shows the battery is what's powering the load or loads, but it does not have any connections, or should I say I don't have this here connected to any of the loads. It's currently the inverters are powering the house, which is that number 2. So I'm going to switch it on now. Switch it to 1. You see, showing the battery. Switch to 1. It cuts in. It shows the AC is on. Bypass the battery and go straight to power the loads. However, there are no loads for this to feed, as it doesn't have it connected. I have it switched again to number 2 and not to number 3. So it's going to run for a couple seconds. Then the fan's going to cut off because there's nothing to power. As you see here, all the charge controllers are currently at green. This one is showing that float. That is floating. So yeah. So I'm going to switch this back off now. Here you go. Off. There it is. Switch right back to battery powering the loads. But as I said before, there are no loads for the power, and it doesn't have a switch to number 3. But basically, that's it. I hope that this video, it shows you, learns you, or inspire you to make any additions or even start your off-grid system. So if anything more additional I install, then I will gladly do another video, which there are a lot more videos to come. So this is agrology on the installation of the POW-LVM2.4 24-volt. Agrology out.